So, hi, Madison. It's nice to meet you.
Hi.
So as you know, I am a trauma specialist slash therapist. So, obviously, what brought you here was maybe something to do with some trauma. So, to start, could you tell me a little bit about your experience?
Um, well, I know with most people that have sexual abuse history, it's a repetitive thing usually. I was assaulted sexually as a child by someone in my home when I was 6. Um, and then again when I was in high school, but that one was a prom date. So they're not related, but they're two separate sexual abuse events that I think contribute to a lot of the issues I'm having.
Okay. So can you tell me a little bit about what you classify as issues that you're having?
Some issues that I can definitely see that I have is I have some definite anger issues, especially in relationships. So I think I have a really big problem. I think that I am crazy most days, that I overreact and that I blow up for no reason. I don't like being alone. If my boyfriend at the time wants to go do something with his friends or go party and stuff, and that means I'm going to be sitting at the house, I lose my temper. I like go into a full blown like rage or panic or cry. Um, I just don't handle like being alone well. If I'm in an argument with anybody, especially like a man, I immediately try to like cut them off. Make them like try to cut them off before they can cut me off, leave them before they can leave me because it'll hurt less, right? Um, Stuff like that. So, definitely those factors. I don't do well with like conflict or anything like that.
Mm-hmm. Do you have any physical reactions? Like you say you have anger, so if you have angry emotions, how do you control them? I know you say you have a little bit of issues with, verbally controlling them, but are you physically aggressive at all, or do you physically act out or anything like that?
I have been once, and it wasn't like that was the reason that I think that I reached out the most is because it got to the point where I was so angry I shoved my partner really hard, but I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to hurt him further because I was so angry. Um, so I think that that was kind of my like realization, like, ma'am, you probably need to go see somebody. Another big trigger for me is seeing my niece with my abuser. It kind of sets me off and puts me just in a foul mood for extended periods of time.
Sure, sure.
So I think that that causes a lot of my rage or like for me to pick fights, especially with my partner, because they're like the closest proximity to me to cause conflict with.
Projection is a very common, defense mechanism, and it comes out in different ways. It manifests differently for everyone, but projection of those, internal feelings can come out in different situations where it might not be warranted, and make you seem crazy, but you're not. Obviously, your reaction is, from a certain experience, and I'm sure that seeing your niece with your abuser is scary and can trigger and reopen that wound for you as well. And so, what do you think about? You said you get upset when you're alone with yourself and not with your partner, and like if he goes out, you get upset. What about him being on his own and you being on your own? Like triggers that. Like, what do you think is the cause for that?
I think that it is I think a big part of it is jealousy. If he's going out with his friends or something and I'm sitting at the house, it's
Mm-hmm.
jealousy of, I think it's a codependency thing. I need him, I need his attention, his validation. Because otherwise, like if he's out with other people, like is he meeting someone more fun than me? And it's like, I guess, just like a fear of abandonment. Like I've developed this really bad attachment issue to him in a relationship.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So something that I think might help you is um, being able to, especially when you're trying to self-regulate in times where your emotions are heightened, and calm yourself down and be able to connect a positive feeling to your negative feeling to kind of cancel it out, is a method. It's called the soothing experience. And so what I want you to do first, I'm going to go through the steps with you. So what I want you to do first is to imagine a place or an experience where you feel calm and relaxed. You can close your eyes and do that. You don't have to, but if it helps to close your eyes, you can close them. And just think about a place or an experience. It could be fictional, it could be real, it could be whatever you want, where you just feel calm and you can really be mindful with your emotions in the moment of like trying to think of this place. And so once you have that place, let me know.
I have my place.
Okay. So the next step is just tell me about the images or sensations, smells, sounds that you're recalling from your place or experience.
Um, my place is the lake, being on the lake, like riding on the lake in the boat. So the things I'm feeling or picturing is the wind blowing, like the air hitting my face and blowing my hair as we're going down the boat, jumping the waves, the smell of the lake water, the
Mm-hmm.
sun beating down on my skin.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah, so it feels, I guess you could say it feels refreshing and
just very
warm.
soothing, just calm, like open. There's something to me very serene and like calming about being something or in something so much bigger than you. Because I know like when you think about it, the world is so much bigger than you, but like being at the lake, it's like to just be on that massive body of water. It's like, holy crap, I'm really so
Mhm.
little.
Yeah, I felt that way whenever I was in Europe this summer for the first time, and I was like, this is a whole different part of the world. Like, geez. So
Right.
I completely get that feeling. So if you could give that positive experience of you at the lake a word or a phrase, um, give that to yourself, whatever that may be, and repeat it while you're experiencing the positive emotions and sensations from that day. So if you want to give like it's called a cue word, something that is quick for you to think about that experience and brings you back to that time where you felt relaxed. So whatever word you think could help you that you could remember, that would be a cue word that would instantly make you feel like you were back to that lake area.
Do I share it with you or do I
You
just
can
give you?
share it. Yeah, you can share it with me.
I think the first word that continuously comes to mind is serene.
Serene.
I don't know, serenity. Is it a word or is it a
Yeah.
name?
Yeah, serenity. Yeah, I
That was
think
it. That
serenity
would be
is the
my
more
word.
proper form of the word serene when
Okay,
you're
so
thinking about ideas.
serenity.
So, yeah. So, with that, you gave it a word. So, what do you notice about your connection with the word and the experience?
I just immediately think about when I think about serenity, I just immediately think about the water, the lake, the sun. Just it's a very soothing feeling just to think about my favorite place in the world.
Yeah. Okay, so now we're gonna go deeper into that. So the next step is called cueing with disturbance. So now think of a mildly disturbing recent experience. And while you do that, access your cue word and its associated positive feelings and sensations. So really, like I said in the beginning, you're going to be really mindful about it and be very conscious in what you're thinking, and you'll be able to notice a positive shift when you go from thinking about the disturbing experience to using your serenity as your word, and then you immediately will feel the positive feelings. So first think of the mildly disturbing experience, what that sit
I
for.
say it out loud.
You can say it out loud.
It would be a recent almost breakup with my boyfriend because he thought I was cheating on him, and it got very verbally disrespectful from his side of things.
Okay.
It was very emotionally distressful for me. especially to be accused of something I didn't do.
Sure.
That I
Yeah,
would
that's
never do.
frustrating. Yeah.
But that would be the most, because some of the things he said were traumatic, things I've never been called or told about myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I
So
think that
now
would be
now you have that memory coming back. Now bring forward your serenity Q word and now tell me how you're feeling.
feeling like I can think of the situation with like a clear mind. I can kind of let go of some of my anxiety and fear with it. I can kind of see it from a more level-headed point of view without getting super worked up, I feel like.
Mm-hmm. So, that's kind of the process. So you figured out what your Q word is. It makes you think of the lake and all the positive sensations about that experience for yourself. And so now what I want you to do that I think would help you in terms of reacting to a situation that's occurring is if you are in the middle of a situation where you feel like your anger is taking over, your sense of, reaction and response, to somebody, just trigger yourself to think of serenity as your Q word. And that way you can bring yourself down to a level that, like you said, is more clear and more open, and you can think more clearly before you respond. And I think that would help you overall um, be able to respond more positively in the future come those conflicts that come up because you'll always have conflicts. So,
Sounds like a solid plan to me.
okay, well, good. Well, hopefully you can work on that and we'll check back in. Okay. Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.